Hi everybody, Mr. Sulio here. First and foremost, I hope everyone had a restful and awesome Christmas break and you're ready to get back at all of your math work. Now, instead of creating a long written email, I thought it'd be best to create a video, show you as much as I can. That way we're all on the same page, parents, guardians, students, you're all getting the same information. And on top of that, I've tried to prepare the students as much as possible at the beginning of the term based off what we had learned from the last lockdown. So hopefully most of you are well versed with D2L, but just in case, I'm going to kind of walk you through everything on D2L, where some resources are, and hopefully it helps everyone and you are all as successful as you were in class. First thing you're going to notice, I'm right now changed my profile to be as a student, so everything that you see on the screen right now should be more or less how you see it on your own device. So I'm going to scroll down first once you're in D2L, and you're going to notice on the left here where it says announcements. This is review timeline homework, quadratics 1, those are all old units, and obviously these dates, November 23rd, 24th, 25th, those aren't right. So the first thing you're going to want to do is get to the date that we're on. So if you don't know that yet in D2L, if you click on these X's, it's going to get rid of that. Or not delete it, but just dismiss it. So if I keep doing this, that was our last unit, trig. And here we are. So we are at statistics, that's our unit, and you're going to see here I have a daily plan. So before we get into this, to lay out some groundwork, most of you have heard the Minister of Education has stated that students are to receive 225 minutes of synchronous learning and at least 75 minutes of asynchronous learning. Synchronous learning basically just means you're doing everything that you should be doing during a normal school day in the order that I've laid out for you, and I am there for you at all times. So we'll talk about a little bit later how I'm going to be there for you, but before I move on, if you yourself or you know anyone in the class where maybe getting access to a device, even just their cell phone without data, don't have reliable internet, you need to let me know as soon as possible, like right now, and you also need to let your vice principal know. So you need to email me, and if internet's an issue, you need to call the school as soon as you can on Monday morning, and you need to communicate with them plus myself or through them that you are not able to fulfill the synchronous learning requirements, meaning you're not able to do the things according to the schedule that I've laid out, or you have a device or internet issue. So those are really important things that hopefully that's no one's case in this class, and if it is, that's okay, we'll figure it out and we'll make sure that you get just as much learning in and just as many chances for success as everyone else. So if you look here on the left under announcements, January 4th, unit number 4, I have laid out for you an entire day, and this is basically going to be our daily plan almost every day, or at least these time frames. So you're going to see, watch this first. Now this doesn't have a link yet, it's the video that you're currently listening to, and since I'm recording it right now, obviously I don't have the ability to link that here. But watch this first, that's going to be this video right here that you're listening to. You're going to click on that. And then from 8:55 to 10:35, I have an itemized list of things for you to do. And just so you know, I'm going to go through the first day a little bit more in depth at the end of this. So for students, the last kind of few minutes of this is going to be geared towards them and what my expectations are for the first day for this new unit. But for now, I'm just going to gloss over. Here's all of our itemized things to do. And you're going to notice things that are in blue text. When you hover over them, it's a clickable link. So this is something that you could copy. If you have access to a printer, you could print them, whatever it happens to be. So there's a couple of things there. There's some instructions here linked to somewhere else. And the next thing, it says try these of your workbook. And then the fourth thing, displaying data video lesson. If you click on that, that's going to bring you to a video lesson. Then we have a 15-minute break, a work period, lunch, and then after lunch, another video lesson, and then another activity to do, which again, that's going to be geared towards the students at the end, a break. And then from that 8:55 to 1:50, that is your, or sorry, 1:35, that is your 225 minutes of synchronous learning. So from 8:55 until that time, you should be doing these things. Then at 1:35, you get another break, and then from 1:50 to 2:55 is technically going to be your tutorial work period and my prep. So that's basically going to be a normal day. And like I said, if you are not able to do these things in the times allotted, you need to let me know as soon as possible and the vice principal know as soon as possible. Something that's new is attendance is going to be taken. So I will be taking attendance at 1:35, and the attendance guidelines, they're taken once a day. And it's totally based on your engagement. Meaning, so from D2L, me as the teacher, I have the ability to take a look at what you've clicked on, how long you were logged into D2L, what have you viewed, what have you done, have you asked me any questions, basically how engaged were you in the daily activities in the 225 minutes. If you weren't that engaged, you get marked absent. Those are the instructions that were given to us by the board. If you were engaged, everything you were supposed to, then you get marked present. And then if we keep going down, you can see January 5th, January 6th. And I also, for some of the days, I have this additional resources. They're just additional YouTube videos that might explain things different than me that you could click on if you're struggling with material. So if I go back up here and look at this first day again, from 8:55 to 10:35, I have these four things done. By all means, if it ends up going, like if it ends up taking you less time, then you can move on to the next activity if you want. Likewise, if things are going a little bit longer for you, this tutorial work period, you're going to notice there's nothing assigned there, so that's just extra time for you to get caught up. Remember, even though I have this schedule for you, and you're doing it synchronously, so even though everyone should be doing it at the same time from the comfort of their own home, but you are really regulating your own learning. So if you need to spend longer on something, remember that's what's good about these videos. You can change the playback speed to speed it up, slow it down, hit pause, go back, what did he say again, all of those things. And then the synchronous part for me is I'm going to be here from 8:55 until 1:35 every single day. And then that tutorial work period, that's technically my prep where I'm going to get planning done for the next day and do some marking and things of that nature. But just like during a normal school year, you guys have experienced with me so far, you can ask me for help and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. So over here on the left, that announcement feed, that is your daily stop/checklist. What am I doing and at what time? And I would use that as a checklist, make sure you're doing everything that's on there. If you happen to get everything done in advance, I would avoid for now working ahead, just because I haven't had the opportunity to get everything in. So I do have like kind of a working timeline here, but I might adjust things and update some links and whatnot. So I would avoid for now working ahead until you see that I've populated some video links and things are good to go. So again, announcements on your left, that's where you should be going first every single day. Over here on the right, the activity feed. The first thing I have pinned here, math help. So how can you get help from me? It's the same as how I explained on the first day. So if I expand that a bit, and I'll leave all of this stuff here just in case, you can email me. There, as I explained to you, there is a homework help section in D2L that I've set up for you, and I'm going to go over that a little bit later. I encouraged all of you to use the Hasia app. that I set up for the class. If you haven't, here's the code for it. Just download it, type in that code, and that's just another way that you can instant message me, and our phone numbers are obviously blocked from each other. And last but not least, you could also get help on the bhnmath.ca website. The next thing that you have here pinned, and this one has comments. So this is kind of your first task. So I have here, I have watched the intro video and I am ready for virtual math. I want everyone, so all the students, to comment below this once they've watched this entire video. Yes, I've watched it and I'm ready. And that's going to be the confirmation to me that you're on track, you're on the ball, I've made first contact with you, and you're going in the right direction. Which, going back, because there's going to be a lot of information coming at you and sometimes I might forget something, but remember, your primary point of contact is going to be email. So you have to check your school email. You can't use it as an excuse, well, I didn't check my email. And if you have issues with passwords, I can look them up for you and give you your username and password. The next thing you see, Teams meetings. So you have as you're working through these lessons and activities, you can send me an email, you can post in the discussion forum, you can message me in Hasia, and I'll get back to you because I'm just on my device, just like you, waiting for help. Another way you'll be able to connect with me every single day from 10:50 to 11:40. So that's this right here. In addition to the afternoon session, 12:20 to 1:35, which I haven't set that link up yet, there's just an open Teams link down here. So if you want help from me in real time, as in like not even waiting for me to respond to an instant message or an email, I'll be in this Teams meeting. You can just join it, type either in the chat or to get my attention, perhaps a little bit better, turn your mic on. You don't have to have your camera on. Turn your mic on and say, hey, Sulu, it's so-and-so. I'm having trouble with this question. Can you get back to me? And I'll either share my screen with you or do the solution or try to talk you through it as best as I can using the Teams chat. So basically from before lunch to after lunch, this will be here. It's a free, click it, join. If you want to drop out of it, you can drop out of it. If you're done with the help, if you want more help, you can log back in. Doesn't really matter. You just click on it. And I would say if that's something that you would find beneficial, you probably should keep your speakers on at all times, just because someone might be asking a question that you might find help with. And then I'll continue to use this activity feed to post information and to every day post the Teams links. If we keep scrolling down, the next thing you see is the calendar. This has everything that's due coming up. So already you can see there's going to be a test on January 6th. There's an assignment due on the 6th, and then your probability test, which is the next unit, is going to be on January the 8th. So that's a quick rundown of your landing page for this class. And again, I apologize if it's a lot of information. Most of you should be well versed so far, but remember, you can pause it, go back, and listen to it again. So the next thing I want to go over with you, some of these links across the top. So content. If you click on content, that's going to bring you to all of our units with hyperlinked completed lessons. So one additional way, instead of listening to the lessons, is you could copy or print out what's already there. I would recommend against doing that just because I change up what I do from time to time, especially now using the Quadmester kind of scheduling. And it's better for you to listen. I mean, there is no substitute to face-to-face learning, but we're going to try to make the best of what we can. So, first thing that you might find important, online stuff. So important things I'm going to post here that have to do with the virtual learning. So this how-to video, that's the video you're listening to right now. Once I'm done recording it, I'll upload it right here. The next thing, if you have forgot your calculator or don't have a calculator and we're using one of mine in class, right here is a quick video I already made for how you could get a calculator emulator that's very similar to what we had in class. Again, I can't tell you can't use your cell phone. I'm happy for you to use any calculator you get your hands on, but you probably should try to use a scientific calculator, a type 2 scientific calculator like the ones that we had in class. So this is just one link, one resource that you can use to get a calculator. And again, I'm not going to talk about that specifically. You can watch it, ask me questions about it individually. And as we go through, I'll start posting more and more information there. The next thing, workbook. This is a PDF of your workbook, and here are all the solutions. So you have worked out solutions by me for every single question on the workbook. So again, that's not to say don't ask me for help. It's just there for you to check your answers. But again, whenever you're struggling, you should contact me. As for the rest of the stuff, you really don't need to look at it too much. Just if you're sticking to that announcement feed, everything is hyperlinked there for you to click on. The next link up top is resources. We don't use that too much. Communication, we're going to use that. And discussions. So here's where I was mentioning that homework help. So right here, so again, communication, discussions, homework help. So this has been set up all quadmester so far by the unit. So we're on statistics. You could click on statistics if you're struggling, start a new thread, and then I give you instructions in the beginning to post it as like, this is say 4.1.